Hello there.
Hey, what is going on, everyone?
We were doing a live stream of the Tokyo Game Show Friday event, and we just got done, and we're going to break down the trailer for you guys in a more production-heavy video for everyone, and we've broken down everything so far. It's not so much a new trailer.
Yeah, it's a developer's note.
It's a developer's note that they kind of...
That the translator couldn't get.
Translation is really bad, but Capcom did give us a press release this morning, and there are subtitles, guys.
Correct.
So we're going to make sure that this video we're putting out to you
Yes.
has the right translation, and the guy isn't drunk, because clearly that translator was not good.
Yeah, I don't know if that translator was like a last-minute decision or if he wasn't the one that was prepared to do it.
I don't know. Because this is the second day of
But
Tokyo Game
Capcom
Show?
has these subtitles like literally right afterwards.
English subtitles, right.
So
we
yeah,
are
I'm
ready.
not really sure.
We're ready to go.
But we already saw this in the Tokyo Game Show. For those of you who didn't see that live stream, that's why we're doing this video, because we want to talk more about this. So this will be like a developer's note kind of breakdown. So it's going to be a little bit of a slower format. If you want to watch the video on your own without us
talking over it,
instead of leaving a comment in the comment section saying why are you guys talking over it, go watch the video on Resident Evil's YouTube channel. This is a breakdown for us.
Yeah, those are also the same people that are like, why are you talking over the game while you're playing it?
Yeah, literally. Why are you talking over the game while you're live streaming?
Why are you giving it your own commentary?
But here we go.
Let's
and pay attention to the subtitles at the bottom.
Yes.
こんなとこまで作り込んでんだみたいな。堂々それ以上の怖いパートは必ずある。
Beautiful yet terrifying.
恐ろしく美しい村。
イーサンのすべてを描き切る作品。
Okay, so that's important right there.
So I like how they keep saying beautiful yet terrifying, because that's basically them setting the precedent of what kind of tone they're going for with Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village.
Trying to keep it scary, trying to keep it survival horror, not trying to take it too far away from what we know. And he says takes all the different aspects of Ethan and tells his whole story. That is very important.
Yes.
Because what did we say in our Essentials video? We wanted Ethan to have a bigger story, a larger role.
He has to.
He has
and
to.
he has to develop some type of character, like some type of personality.
Yeah, because Capcom will even say in this video that he was essentially a template for the characters to fill, but that's not what we really wanted. But they wanted to...
I think that's in this video.
Yeah, that's...
It's either in this video or it was on their live stream. Either way, they said it. They actually admitted that Ethan was supposed to be the player in 7, and he didn't have very much of a character. And that in this game, they wanted to focus on giving him a character.
Which is what we wanted as fans.
Which is so important.
It is.
Like, he really does need a character.
Hopefully he holds a lot of weight. We can only hope.
I'm hoping.
描き切る作品。
There it is. Village. Winner comes for Ethan.
まあバイオ7
Morimasa Sato.
そのイーサンってキャラクターは
There you go.
プレイヤーのカメラそのものみたいな。
There he is. So there's
There
his
he
little
is.
character profile. That's one of the also the screenshots that we got in the press release. Basically a blank character.
Yeah, that's what they said. He was originally conceptualized as a blank character, which is what we've been saying basically since the beginning of our conversations about Resident Evil 7.
It was meant for VR.
It was meant for VR.
Look what he says. Basically just the player's window into
the world
of VR.
It's made for VR. And all the people who kept saying like, hey, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You guys, obviously just hate it because it's first person.
That's not the case.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, but that's not the case here. Like, that's not why we disliked 7, certain aspects of 7.
Part of the aspects is what he's talking about now with how blank Ethan was. We just weren't a fan of that because we didn't really get those stale characters before. We had memorable characters and classic characters. So this, though, most people will already say, looks like Ark a little bit, but it's not. Ark had a more green, a more like forest green jacket. He has kind of like a Leon hybrid of his coat, but with a hoodie. He has like the fur hoodie in there.
Yeah, he has it's like off green.
It's like a jacket with a hoodie. Like it's like he has a hoodie on and then he has like a winter coat on it.
Yeah.
And then his face is still kind of blacked out a little bit, but they basically are just giving, like he's holding a gun. He's all serious. He's like,
yeah, it looks like he's either reloading the gun or there's an attachment on the gun.
Yeah. It looks like an extended mag.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, kind of looks like an upgrade. But yeah, So our thoughts on this, I mean, we're fans of seeing more Ethan. That is good if it's good.
Definitely. I like his design too.
Yeah.
And I also think
That's
that, I mean, we're not going to
like.
see a lot of it probably unless they put cutscenes in the game, which I'm hoping they do.
We're fingers crossed.
But I'm pretty sure this shot here pretty much confirms that the person who was walking in the snow is Ethan.
Yes.
So that is Ethan, probably after the vehicle crashes.
Right. The winner comes for him.
Take this back a couple of steps.
キャラクターはある種プレイヤーのカメラそのものみたいなこう無色透明なキャラクターとして最初考えてたんですけど、やっぱりこう一本ゲームとして完成させてみると、それでもやっぱイーサン・ウィンターズってキャラクターに我々自身もすごい愛着が生まれてて、やっぱりその彼のその後ってどうなるんだろうみたいな、彼の物語って今後どうなっていくんだろうっていうのはやっぱり僕ら自身もやっぱり知りたくなったんですよね。それでやっぱりその So here
they're talking about how they decided to move forward with Ethan.
It was the only logical choice they thought.
So that right there, let's take that back just
take it back a little bit.
I want to get a freeze frame on that. Because that's the first time we've gotten that long of a that scene right there. It's not the Carlos zombie.
No.
Or the Carlos beast man that grabs him. It's somebody else. That's the most clear that shot's ever been. We've gotten that shot before in the past.
We have.
But that's the most clear. And it does look like that handgun is the one that was used in Ethan's concept art.
Yeah.
Really liking what I see so far.
Yeah.
I have to be honest with you.
Visually, it looks like they really are making the village be such a big role in the game, bigger than the Baker house, because now you're not isolated. You don't have like... which it's fine to have that isolation, but it's also good to see how Capcom pushes themselves creatively and from a design choice to expand it to a bigger village.
I like the isolation,
and I like that because it could still feel isolating and contained in village, because that's the point, without it just being a house. There's some variety in this. So yeah, definitely I'm a fan visually of what we see.
100%.
And of course, this is just more from the trailer. Okay. Has much more horror.
So they talk about the lighting, which we both commented on, I think, when we first were seeing it. We were first talking about it. It does
yellow,
look
orangey kind of
which Remake
dimly
2
lit.
and 7 had.
Right.
Yeah.
Says horror, and then he says, we set out to making a beautiful yet terrifying village. So it's like they wanted to give the horror,
yet terrifying,
but the beautiful, it's kind of like the yin and the yang, basically, which is cool to have again, because that's similar to like what RE4 had. It had some horror elements, but it had like visually graphic or grueling stuff that you would see in this like weird fucked up town, and then you'd go into the castle and then the island. But yeah, big draw to how well the village is designed, which is why I think this running on next gen consoles is going to be beautiful, like 4K, like full 4K. I'm not talking about 4K upscale like these past consoles have been doing. I'm talking like this thing will look beautiful, and if you got a killer PC, man, RE Engine looks great on PC. So it definitely looking forward to that.
We're really proud of how Resident Evil 7 turned out. So we took elements from that title and really grew them in scale for Resident Evil Village. Not only did we up the graphics and elements of survival horror, but we focused on making the world and the atmosphere all around it feel both beautiful yet terrifying.
There's that line again.
Yeah, beautiful yet terrifying.
一旦過去のロジックを忘れて恐怖のためにも本当に自分たちで考えて一歩ずつやってったっていう感じですね。
Okay, so that's actually important. So they basically said they went, and we'll talk about some of these new screenshots right here in a second, but
we went piece by piece asking ourselves, is this really scary? We threw out all our preconceptions from previous games and took it one step at a time. So that's them basically directly saying,
we looked at everything.
They looked at everything and threw it out.
Yeah. They basically said we didn't like the inconsistencies that we had in previous games.
Yeah.
With the survival horror and the scare. But what does that mean? So now that if you're taking away some of those elements that like those other games had, does that mean you're basing survival horror off of the village and the set, like all those pieces that we have together, or are you trying to...
Well, they're talking about 7.
Right.
So they're saying
they said
7,
other games too.
They purposely removed 7 from all of the other games.
Right.
This is further proving our point
of the soft reboot
and of why we weren't big fans of 7 as Resident Evil fans.
Now the real question is, will Resident Evil Village be too much of a shift to where it feels even less like a Resident Evil game? I mean, we don't know.
We don't know that yet.
We can only take the information and see what it's shaping up to be now. But
I still think 7 is going to be, in our books here at Let's Talk Resident Evil, I still think 7 is going to be a better game after 8 comes out. Like, I think 8's going to make us appreciate 7 more.
That could, yeah.
I don't think because it's going to be a better game than 8. I definitely think 8's going to be better than 7.
I think there'll be a lot more going on.
But I think it'll make us appreciate what happens in 7 a little bit more if they tie it into the franchise a little bit better. Now, this could be them saying 8's not going to be tied into the franchise.
Yeah.
But how can you do that and say that even about 7
when you have Ethan,
when you have Chris Redfield
and Ethan too, where you said because they felt a connection to Ethan in 7, and that's why they wanted to bring him back and use him again, which I disagree with because I didn't feel that. They felt that way, so
because they created the game.
Because they created the game, but like that's interesting. So to your point, what you just said. That makes sense because it's one of those things where it's like, if you're not going to do anything with that, then what's the point? You know, if you're not going to, because they were saying they're clearly comparing 7 to the other games and trying to make it this isolated thing.
Yeah.
I just don't want Village to be so completely, standalone. But, again, like we got to just see how it unfolds. They're being very vague about how it connects to the other games at this point.
恐怖のためにも本当に自分たちで考えて一歩ずつやってったっていう感じですね。それに比べてビレッジはもう少しキャッチーで。
Okay, so these are the new,
so this is definitely
some of the new shit right here.
Some of the stuff we want to see.
Take it back a little bit. And
恐怖のためにも本当に自分たちで考えて一歩ずつやってったっていう感じですね。それに比べてビレッジはもう少し
Okay.
Yeah.
And he also says, by comparison, we've aimed for a more eye-catching design with Village. So they're trying to, and then they show this, which is a new enemy design with the axe.
I said this guy really looks like Lucian from Underworld.
He has that vibe going on.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, he looks great. Yeah, there is another shot of the same villager who has, the villager tools. It is very, very clear that they're going to be reusing a lot of this stuff in Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Yeah.
They're building the backbone for 4 with Village.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Village exists because of 4. I'm just saying it's very clear they're like, these games have very similar aesthetics. They have very similar needs.
May reuse similar assets.
Let's make the systems now. I would expect all of it. I would expect weapons being thrown at you. I would expect them chopping you with them.
Traps.
I would expect them covering their face to prevent headshots. I would expect you to see them run from you.
Booby traps in the village.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, because I don't know, because we don't know anything.
We just don't know.
I don't know if they're gonna be like the more intelligent type, like the Ganados were, or if they're just gonna come after you. But I definitely expect a lot of they're being able to jump. You're not going to be able to run from them like you can in 4 and kick the ladder down.
Right. Something's going to be driving them.
Yeah.
So that's what we got to find out, see what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wouldn't be surprised if they release some type of tentacle monster.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So hopefully we get some, at least, I guess I want to say solid boss fights, because I feel, besides replaying 7 recently, I was like, damn, some of these boss fights are just fucking forgettable.
Yeah.
So I really hope we get some good new enemy designs from the boss perspective.
I actually like the final boss in 7 a lot. I think for a first-person game, that boss works really well. Baker's boss fight is boring.
Yeah.
All of them. Jack Baker's.
Yeah.
Marguerite's is not that bad.
No.
I don't mind Marguerite's.
No.
That's a pretty cool boss fight. Everything leading up to her, though, is I'm not a big fan of. Let's go frame by frame here.
That's another design right there. The close-up.
Oh, the white-haired zombie right there. Let's see here.
There it is.
Yeah, him.
That looks awesome.
Yeah,
Looks
he reminds me
all
of the
gray
turning
hair.
head.
Yeah. They got those eyes. Like they got the eyes.
Yeah, the glossy eyes,
yeah.
the glazed over eyes. I really like that.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the same,
Mm-hmm.
but without. It's the same enemy right there, but without the pickaxe.
And this is another screenshot that they put out. Just more. It looks like they're running and something's on fire. It looks like the part of the village is on fire.
It looks like a carriage on the left and then trees on the right, and you see a bunch of arrows sticking out of the ground.
Yep. It looks like Ethan's about to get like bum rushed. You see all these people running out of the out of the house, like the burning huts.
You know what I just thought of?
It's crazy.
What if the wolf people, like the beast people,
Right.
are not on the same side as the people in the castle? And what if the people in the castle, these survivors, are like trying to rain arrows down on them to keep them out of the castle?
Maybe like they're like the rich, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like up there just
Yeah.
being all like, all right, you guys are going to fucking come up here.
Because that looks like somebody shooting arrows at the
Right,
village
like it's
people.
coming down. Like what if they shot arrows or like threw like a Molotov or something and engulfed it?
Yeah.
You know what I
they're
mean?
trying to get rid of them. Maybe it's kind of like Bloodborne, which would be funny because everybody keeps making the comparison. But maybe it's kind of like Bloodborne where like these crazed beasts, these crazed people are being hunted by the more like sane, cultured.
And the same culture people might have played a hand in why they're the
why
way
they're like they are. Yeah.
And if they connected to Umbrella or something like that, then that would be really cool because there'll be some, more tight connections to the story.
Yeah.
Looks good though. I want to see this in a screenshot.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's taken from like a little snippet of art, but that looks like it looks gorgeous. You see the fog in the distance and you see all the dead trees and stuff like that. Like I'm sure the draw distance in this game is going to be incredible with running on SSDs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be.
I really like it.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited.
And they said they want to make it eye-catching with the design. There's your boy.
Yeah, here's all the characters we've seen so far.
本当の意味での作り込みってところは AD の高野を本当に信頼してるので、もう彼に一任はしてるんですけど、やっぱりディレクターとしてはそのエモーショナルな瞬間はどこなんだろうとか、やっぱりそのタイミングで与えたいフィール、その恐ろしさなのか美しさなのか、あるいはなんか残酷さとか他のフィールなのか、やっぱそこを考えて、じゃあそれを実現するための絵作りをしてくれよとかいうのはやっぱ僕の役割だと思ってるので、一つの村っていうとやっぱなんか小さなイメージ持つような人もいるとは思うんですけど、実際今ビレッジ見るともう遠くの円形までもうすごいやっぱりリアリティで作り込んでたりとか。
Try to make it as big as possible.
Yeah.
There you go. Distance are rendered beautifully. Another reason why you should play it on next gen. Here's another new thing right here.
That is really important.
Yes.
Right there, what he just said,
Yep.
That's something I want to talk about.
That's one of the points we want to bring up.
Wow, you can even get to this place.
Making it feel more open than just a linear game.
I'm really excited about that because I think having replayability is essential to Resident Evil games. In 4, the replayability is the game is just so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Right?
So much to do, so much to unlock.
Yep.
Treasures to find.
Yep. And things you've missed.
Bottle
Resident
caps,
Evil 1,
you
2, alternate costumes. 7 didn't really have alternate costumes.
They wanted you to buy the DLC for extra content.
Yep.
Too. I mean, but that's extra content, like story modes. But yeah, like we want this game to feel full. And it's showing as he's explaining this that, you see Ethan opening the door and he's crawling under this, like,
It's like a chimney.
Yeah.
It looks like he kicks. It almost looks here. Let's play it. Yeah, it almost looks like you're going to kick that open and then crawl through it here.
You see all the rats running around and stuff like that. Hell, look at his hand. It's bandaged.
Yeah.
You see that?
I did see that.
Right there.
Yep. Isn't it bandaged? Is it bandaged before or after he holds hands? Or is this Ethan?
I see the jacket though.
Yeah, it does look like
it does look like Ethan.
Does he still have the heart thing on his wrist? Wait, is his wedding ring there? Look at the rat.
Yeah.
I don't see his ring. But then again, it could be the angle.
Yeah, no. Well, that's like interesting.
It is very interesting. And look, there's the statue over there,
is that
too.
What's on the ground there? Is that a...
It looks just like a vase.
A vase, yeah.
Yeah, or a vase, whatever you want to call it.
It's the vase. Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus.
I like how they see it, too.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, guys. Great. Capcom took an acid trip before they gave us this video.
And of course, it's all first person, like you're really there.
Immersive, that's what they're selling.
First person can be immersive.
Yep. We're never against that. It's just the game itself, guys, that we're worried about.
This is cool, too.
Yes.
We've put a lot of emphasis on letting you play the game the way you would act if you were there in real life. They talked about this. They wanted it to feel like a horror movie, like you were actually in a horror movie.
Yes, you had it like you had a choice or something like that.
Yeah, like you could run away, fight, solve puzzles, hide.
In an order that you want, or maybe there's certain parts that you can explore. Like you can probably do one or two puzzles if there's puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Separate from another area before you even get to that part of the village because you just ended up, like the game just kind of put you there.
When we play through this game, I really hope that the situation occurs where like we beat it and then somebody beats it on their own and then comes and watches our archive of the stream and for the 24 hours and sees that we did everything differently.
Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's something 7 didn't even have. It was all just like
none
Baker
of the
House,
Resident Evils have, except for the original Resident Evil 1.
Right.
Everything else is linear. RE4 is linear as fuck. Like you run forward.
Yeah.
Basically that whole game.
Yeah.
Like most of the Resident Evil games have been linear since 2, the original 2. 2's got, everybody jokes about backtracking. Code Veronica's got, backtracking is still linear, guys, because you're still doing something in certain order. Whereas Resident Evil 1, the original, you could do things in any order you want.
Same thing with, same thing with...
to an extent. There's like, I call them gate open worlds, where like you could do whatever you want, but you have to do all of this before you can get to the next circle.
Right. That's something like
that's like the original
like God of War was too, where it was like linear, but you could also...
Yeah.
Last of Us 2 is the same way, but this one... If they're saying how they keep emphasizing
Last of Us 2 is a good example. Like when you get to a city and you can open the map, that's a good example.
It's one of those things where it's like they're really putting an emphasis on this being next gen. This village is massive. It's huge. There's so much going on. I'm all for it if it's jam packed with stuff and it's jam packed with content that people like us that like solving puzzles and the survival horror aspects that we appreciate here at Let's Talk Resident Evil. Also, people in the fellow community.
Yes,
that's what we want to see. So I don't think they're going to slack on the design by any means.
I don't think so.
I can say at this point they're getting me excited about the village.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
And they're putting an emphasis on the experience.
Plan, face, and overcome obstacles.
As you were there in person.
There's that statue.
Oh yeah, right.
Some paintings, great visuals.
Candles lit around the statue.
Yeah.
Look at that door. That's a funky looking door.
Yeah. Great visuals of this whole. Let's back it up a little bit. Watch him go in there.
Yeah.
His hand is bandaged when he opens that, so it looks like this is like one and the same, and it looks like he's coming into somewhere. I love the main hall.
Oh yeah,
it's
that
so
looks
reminiscent
cool.
of Remake.
You see those squares on the floor? I don't know if that looks like a puzzle, but you see like the tiles.
Yeah, the pressure plates.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you could like
it does
push something on them, or you can step on them, or something like that.
There's a text on the door.
Oh yeah, so right.
It probably is like a hey, you need to put 4 things here to open this door.
Yeah, like you're gonna keep returning to this hall, and you can go around and do it in whatever order you want.
I'm liking what I see, boys and girls.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like the mirror.
Visually, it's great. The only thing that I'm still like not stumped on, but I really want to see to really like give more weight to how I feel is how the gameplay is and how these enemies work within this game. I really want to see that this Sunday, guys, at Tokyo Game Show. I hope.
Apparently, the 2-hour show is only 30 minutes of Resident Evil.
But that's still a lot more than we got today. So hopefully, guys, we get to see some more about what they're showing here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got us interested. Expanding aspects of 7. That looked like an herb on the
It did
bench.
kind of look like an herb.
This is what we saw from the developers breakdown. Still looks gorgeous.
It does. Horror movies.
The first-person perspective works really well to draw you into the world we've created. You want to take your time to fully explore the detailed environments and the fully designed set pieces. The only way that you could make it any more immersive, I guess,
he's so awkward on camera.
Yourself and put yourself in the game.
Like he keeps looking at the camera, and then which we're no better, but
no,
still.
Man.
We always
he put himself in the game. We couldn't put ourselves in the game. All right, this is important too.
Of course it is.
You know, of course.
Of course.
But what they actually show in this right here, Village of Shadows.
Yeah.
And that's the fairy tale that we keep hearing in both trailers that Mia is reading out of the Village of Shadows.
The Village of Shadows.
And
let's watch
let's watch it and then we'll talk about it. This is why they went with it.
いろんなバラエティに富んだ作品になる商品になるなと思ってたんですね。まあ一番良くないのって結構やっぱりいろんな素材が出た後にまとまりきらずにお客さんが何だったんだろうってなっちゃうのが一番まずくて。
So this sequence is to put everything together in perspective because they think the story has a lot going on, and the only way to really do that is through this illustration of this tale. So they felt like because it was so confusing and there's so many elements that the reason why this exists is to explain and to give you some idea of what's going on and what the game's going to entail.
Yeah.
Which I'm more mixed about why this is here than the actual illustration itself.
Yes.
Because
I agree.
I don't know. I just don't think that because it seems like if they're explaining it like this, they're going to show it in the beginning of the game, and it's like, I would like to find out more about the fairy tale as I'm going into the village and visiting all these set designs and pieces and everything like that. I don't want everything kind of explained to me all the time. Like, you can explain some stuff. Like, I understand they're thinking like casual players, right? Like, they're not going to be like so driven into the lore like we are doing every video, doing everything. But like, it's interesting that they didn't make the fairy tale to like, make it easier for people, but they're showing this illustration while she's narrating it to make it simpler for the character to understand. And they don't want the player thinking, what was all that about? But like, it's okay to have some mystery sometimes. Sometimes mystery and what you don't see and don't know is part of that experience, because then when you're experiencing it, if we like play for the end of the Legacy series, we're gonna be like, oh shit, dude, like we had no idea that whatever happened. So
I feel like his statement here was directly his hate for Silent Hill. Like left the player thinking, what was that?
What do you think about this?
I think this is just a very general and safe Japanese statement.
Mm-hmm.
I think
they knew people were gonna say, "Why is this?"
I really game? I think they're just trying to justify why they decided to do this. I don't think they have to justify it.
They
honestly,
don't. Again,
I think that like they just need to make sure that they leave enough mystery for you not to know the end before it happens. Like if this is going to tie heavily into the plot, don't make it predictable. Make it so that the fairy tale has missing pages or something. And you can't, and you have to collect the pages
or something.
I can't believe I'm even saying that
in a Resident Evil game.
But I would honestly be cool if like you had to collect pages or you found missing pages of this Book of Shadows, the Village of Shadows, and you just kept putting it together. And then once you put it together, fucking Mother Miranda's just like, oh, I think, just like comes out. No, I'm just kidding. But I wouldn't be. You know how like the bobbleheads are in 7,
right?
They should do pages for 8.
That would be cool.
And then like you can put together the fairy tale
or something like that.
Have the basics of the fairy tale, the major aspects of it that you're going to use for the game available at the beginning, and then you can add pages to find out what happens. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and you know, I think they had to cover their own ass because they knew they were going to get flack for this. They already
which
have
is
been.
Everybody's,
you know,
if
you like this, then you're not a Resident Evil fan, John. So.
I know that's what people say.
That's what people say. We're not supposed to even, you know, we have to completely shit on this whole illustration here. But anyway,
why aren't you speaking up about the Resident Evil? What it's become. This isn't my Resident Evil.
You guys are kissing the ass.
You're kissing the ass of Capcom. I'm sorry, but someone had to say it.
Oh,
someone had to roast the community. Really shittily.
We get shit comments and hate for our opinions on RE7 every single week.
Literally every single day.
Like I couldn't tell you. We have hundreds and hundreds of comments that are like, "Fuck you guys."
I'll never forget.
It's like because we didn't kiss Capcom's ass for 7, and that was a newer Resident Evil game.
I'll never forget the comment where it was like, "Fucking Anthony, fuck you, fuck." I was like, damn.
It's like, can't say any more F words to make me feel.
No, what does it say? Fucking Anthony, fucking fuck, or something.
Yeah,
whatever the comment was, they were.
I like RE7 was like the ending statement.
I like Ethan's hands.
And again, it's like I get, but even then, like to that point, right? We disagree with a lot of stuff on 7. We don't hate 7, but people in the comments, if you read the comments, you would think that we hate 7. That's not the case. Because again, we're giving you guys our genuine opinions. We always do here at Let's Talk Resident Evil. And if you don't like something about this when we physically play it, then you'll know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be stuff we don't like.
Yeah, and
there's stuff we don't like about Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
there's stuff we don't like about Remake.
And
I mean, it is what it is.
And like I said, I think by Sunday, if we see the actual game, because a lot of this stuff, besides the info they're giving us, is the same that we saw already. So we're not getting. Besides those new points of Ethan and everything else, but yeah, continue.
まあそこでどんなバラエティなものが飛んできたとしても、もうあたかもすごくいろんなバラエティあるものが一つの書物に収まってるかのような、まあちょっとできたらなと思って。
There you go. Collect the pages.
Put them in one, bind them in one place.
You really need to play the Resident Evil games to get the full experience. All the little touches and ideas that the designers add are.
Look at this face, dude. Look at the face you paused it on. That's the face of a man that wants to make sure that all the little touches and ideas are fully realized.
This man said you have to play the game to experience it.
You have to play the game to experience the full experience.
That's why you play games.
You play them to experience them.
In order to understand what the movie was about, you have to watch the movie
from start to end. You got to push play on that fucker.
God, bro, I hate this guy. I really do.
He's producing, man.
I hate this guy. Look at his thumb.
That's what I'm saying. Look at you pause on. He's like,
you
playing on difficulty. You better fucking know details, bitch. We're never getting the game right now.
Bro, this is literally him just wasting time. This is him just wasting time. He's just saying things that don't need to be said.
Right.
In order to understand the game, you really have to play the games. Oh, and you should probably hook a controller up too so you can move.
Make sure it's charged too.
I'm just saying.
Once you make it through the entire game.
What was the purpose of that statement?
He's really thinking about what Village means to him in this moment. In this very moment, John. This is super important.
Oh,
it really is like he's thinking deep about this, man. He has a real ass answer.
Director.
He's the only guy that we actually is worth a damn in this video.
Yeah, he's great, bro. I love his emotion. I keep looking at his.
He's like Village to me, man.
Dude, I just keep looking at his face, and he's just like, this is the guy you want leading the project. He cares.
He does. You can tell he cares.
He cares. Yeah. Look at him, bro.
That's a look at this face. Ready? That says it all. He swallows,
dude,
and
he swallows and he's like, watch how long this pause is.
やっぱりそうですね、イーサンっていう一人の人間の物語を、イーサンっていうそのキャラクターの
Ethan as a character
一つの、イーサンの全てを描き切る作品だと思ってますね。やっぱりその僕もセブンで作り出したイーサン・ウィンターズっていうのを最後まで見届けたいと。
Seeing his story through the end. The end.
Yeah.
So this motherfucker had a vision. He said, I saw what we did with Ethan. We're going to give this motherfucker a character.
Yeah.
As a director, you have to have a vision for these characters and where they're going to end up. This motherfucker at least has a vision. You can tell.
And this pretty much confirms, at least, well, I won't say it confirms it, because it could be a double meaning, but this definitely heavily implies it is Ethan's story that is coming to an end, not Chris's.
That's true.
But his story comes to an end could also be both of their stories.
Right.
So I'm not going to say exactly.
We don't know yet. Yeah.
It's over yet.
Well, that was the whole breakdown of that trailer, and we actually, this was a lot better than the live stream because not only for production but also we can actually see what they're saying. Now the only thing that also to that they talked about is the they're still trying to keep a lot of the information to themselves, and maybe Sunday we'll actually see some kind of we're gonna, and also we know at the end, before some people leave comments on this video, be like, are you guys gonna talk about them being cross-gen, them trying to do it? We're going to do a separate video on that
right after this
after this, but they did say that at the end, once they showed this, they're like, we're going to try to get it on there. So that was the only other bit of information. So
because you notice it's still not at the bottom yet.
It's not. So they didn't want to make any false promises.
It's not 100% confirmed it's going to be cross-gen yet.
I think I was very happy with the Friday news just to hear from the devs.
I was.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for Sunday's gameplay. I'm hoping it's
the only thing, dude, is that the translation on Sunday, dude. That's the only. I mean, at that point, bro, we're just gonna watch it and just see what we're seeing, because all I'm saying, guys, I read what they had in the text for this video. That's official.
Yeah.
And it did not.
No, that guy was horrible.
That guy was bad, guy. It was bad. It was just bad.
And I feel bad for him because
I understand.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Because they would say a whole thing, and he would be like, Resident Evil 7, and then it's like,
no, Resident Snevin.
Yeah, he said Resident Snevin, guys.
And listen. It is very hard to quickly translate between two different languages, especially because Japanese and English are like ass backwards to each other. So I don't think he's like an idiot or anything like that.
No, yeah, we don't want to be like mean.
I just think that whoever put him in that position really shouldn't have put him in that position, because it did feel like it was rushed, and it felt like he wasn't prepared.
He was missing information that we got in this video for the first time watching it.
Dude, literally, he was talking about something that was on screen. He was like 30 seconds behind, first of all. Not 30 seconds. That's an exaggeration.
It was like 15 seconds or like 10 seconds.
No, it was like 3 seconds. So like they would talk and he'd be talking and then he'd still be translating and they'd be on the next screen.
You know what I kept hearing? Like I kept hearing like I kept hearing whispering, like someone was like next to him, like like what the hell, guy? I can't make this up. Watch it. It's on the YouTube channel, Archive, not our channel, but the Tokyo Game Show.
It's bad. It was just bad. But anyway,
that was our breakdown for this trailer. Hope
God
you guys
bless
enjoyed.
that guy. Hopefully
Saturday goes better.
Hopefully he comes back Sunday and just kills it. Like hopefully they actually, because what that felt like to me was they didn't prepare him. It wasn't his fault.
Right. They just didn't get him ready.
He was bad.
Or his feed was coming in late or something. I don't know.
I don't think it was his fault, but Tokyo Game Show and Capcom fucking fix it. Because that was
was
horrible.
They got Street Fighter all day tomorrow, so if that guy's coming back for Capcom, they gotta fix that thing.
He's gonna be. Could you imagine if he was like, Street
Fighter 8 comes out next week.
The demo today.
Yeah, the demo's out tonight.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up for the Village hype, and we appreciate it, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think of the new stuff we got today on Friday, and we'll see you guys live on Sunday, and we'll break down whatever other stuff we got to do on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Peace out. It's just so bad.